There we go. We finally got a trade to talk about of significance, of course. But what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Met Central. Before we get into everything, leave a like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications and all that other stuff. But the New York Mets have acquired Jesse Winker, and as of 1:30, we still have literally no clue what the return is. And I still haven't even decided. I'm going to try to make a decision of if I'm going to edit in my thoughts on the return, or maybe I'll leave a pinned comment or something. But right off the rip, my thoughts, initial thoughts, just to give a few words. I like it. I'll be very honest and say that it was not my favorite choice, but it's better than what they have. And if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And I was tired either way of seeing Ben Gamel and DJ Stewart just rotting on the bench. And I think Ben Gamel's the guy that goes first because Stewart's actually been getting the playing time and Ben Gamel doesn't even sniff the diamond. So I'd imagine that's going to be the first cut. And who knows, maybe they're still going to look to add, or is this a thing where they're counting on Marte to come back, which if that's the case, I have bad news for them, but I don't think they should count on Starling Marte coming back. And I think this trade indicates that they don't have full faith in it, but you have to get more prepared still because DJ Stewart should not be on this roster beyond the trade deadline. I think they need to find a way to add a guy that could play the infield a bit, play a couple different positions there. And if we're talking about the guy that I wanted, the guy that I wanted was Brandon Lau. I felt a little more pop in the bat, guy that was hurt for part of the year too, and in less games, I think has more home runs, a guy that's been on fire as of lately as well, and a guy that's played winning baseball. My favorite thing though about Brandon Lau was the idea that you bring him in here and he could play multiple positions. You could put him at second base. You could put him in left field. You could put him in right field. I don't know if he's comfortable playing third base, but you had different options, and that was the left-handed bat that I wanted if we were staying in the realm of possibilities, of course, because if we wanted to go down a whole nother rabbit hole of unrealistic options, I could have named probably a few. But in the realm of this tier, that's who I wanted. Now, Jesse Winker was probably my second choice. I definitely want him over the whole Michael Conforto reunion. I think that would have been just more of a thing where it's like, yeah, let's just make the fans feel good, this and that. I wasn't on board with it, especially considering he is just as bad against right-handed pitchers as DJ Stewart is. You're just being counterproductive at that point, bringing in Conforto, and it's not like he's some ultra athlete that could roam the outfield better than DJ Stewart. So it's not like you were getting a significant upgrade there. But with Jesse Winker, again, there are things that I like. There are things that I don't like. And some of the things that could be in my mind as to why I'm worried is because some of the things, I'd have to do like a deeper dive into this, but just right off the rip, like I just have Tyler Naquin hangover, if we're being frank here. I don't think he's going to regress to that level if there is any regression with coming to the Mets. But again, hopefully not. He's a guy that's swinging the bat well at the end of the day. So who am I to be a jerk off and care about, his bat speed and stuff? Because at the end of the day, the guy is stealing bases also, which is very nice to see. He's playing the outfield somewhat better. His OAA is not that great, but he has a good arm out there. So at least you're getting something, again, better than DJ Stewart in the outfield. And the thing that I love about Jesse Winker the most, the guy draws walks. He draws walks. His on-base percentage is .372 on the year. This is a guy that you're talking about where maybe if Lindor, gets a day off for once, which who am I kidding? This guy does not want to take days off. But if you want to, maybe throw him in the leadoff spot for a game, who knows? But the place that I think that he's going to hit is, I envision it's going to be fifth in the order because the Mets like to break up their lefties and righties, so I'd imagine it's still going to be Lindor, Nimmo, JDM, Alonso, Winker to break up the righties, and then Vientos will be behind him, and then it's going to be a little bit of a mixed bag. Maybe he bats seventh, though, because McNeil's on fire right now, but who knows? If McNeil's batting seventh, though, you really like that. But I would bat him fifth for sure, given the numbers. So albeit a little bit small of a sample size. I want to see the amount of games he has. So he has 12 games batting fifth, and in those 12 games, he has a 167 WRC plus, a WOBA of 409, and a OPS of 957, slugging percentage of 537, on base percentage of 420, and an average of 293. So the guy does really good in the 5-hole there if you wanted to put him there. And again, that's where I imagine they want to put him in the lineup. The other things I wanted to look at were home and road splits, because that's something that did worry me a bit looking at the home and road splits, because he is a guy that is way better at home than on the road. And I'm not even sure if Nationals Park is like really that hitter friendly or what. I feel like it is more than Citi Field, just because Citi Field is very pitcher friendly more than most parks. But in terms of the splits at home versus on the road, this is where it might scare some fans. So at home, he has a 157 WRC plus, a WOBA of 395, a OPS of 911, a slugging percentage of 485, on base percentage of 426, and he's hitting 301. You look at the road numbers, he's hitting 216, has a 327 on base percentage, 364 slugging, 690 OPS, and a 100 WRC plus, so league average. But then you look at some of the other stuff that you do like about him, like his splits. You look at the fact that he is really good against right-handed pitchers, which is something that this team really needs from a left-handed bat. He has a 138 WRC plus, an 834 OPS, which is just beautiful to look at, a 261 average, 387 on base, 447 slugging. So there's a lot of things to like in terms of the splits with that. Should we be overly concerned about the home and road splits? I don't know, because at the end of the day, the guy is producing. But I'd be lying if I said there isn't at least a little bit of worries there, just because I'm someone that's a geek. I look at all this stuff and I'm invested in all this stuff. In terms of the numbers, though, I mean, the baseline numbers, home runs, he has more home runs on the road, so which is interesting. Has the same amount of RBIs, almost the same amount of walks. Strikes out way more on the road for some reason. I don't know what that's about, but it looks like numbers that could be fixed. I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to figure this out on the fly as I'm talking about it. But all I know is that the guy is producing this year. Whether you like it or not, the guy is producing. He has 11 home runs, 14 stolen bags, 255 average, 372 on base, 417 slugging, 789 OPS, almost an 800 OPS. At the end of the day, the guy is getting it done. And I want to see his total WRC plus here if I could get to it. He's a positive WAR player too. He has a 126 WRC plus. So there is, again, baseline alone, there's a lot to love. The only thing that could hurt this trade is, one, is there's obviously regression, and two, which I'm trying to see if we got the return, but we still don't right now, which is really annoying. But two, if you give up more than you should for Winker, and who knows with Rizzo, like I said, you never know if it's an overpay. But am I jumping up and down over this move? No. I know a lot of Met fans are going absolutely crazy because of the history of him with the fans and everything and how he loves the fans. And listen, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer and everything. Like, I'm just keeping it real with how he is. Because at the end of the day, I am a fan of the move. And at the end of the day, it's an upgrade over what they have. It's just that there are things that I want fans to be warned about in terms of flaws in his game that could, potentially either be one, exposed, or two, that could potentially cause a little bit of worries with the Mets lineup. But again, I don't know how it's going to play out. I really have mixed feelings about this deal. There's part of me that loves it, part of me that's like, is this the guy? But I don't know. Because again, at the end of the day, it is an upgrade. It's an upgrade. I shouldn't be complaining this much, but it's just the way that I am, where I do just get worried about these things. But yeah, if you do want positives, he walks, hits the ball hard, and the guy crushes right-handed pitchers. So there's a good amount to love. let me know all your thoughts on the comment section down below. Would love to hear from you guys. Again, I will put a pinned comment probably on my thoughts on the return whenever we find it out. But that is going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you haven't. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live. And I'll see you guys in the next one.